guys, it's Lord Botha here with another video, and the MCU is doing something they probably should have done a long time ago, but I don't think they're going to actually get the results they want. What do I mean by all that? Well, Marvel is reportedly planning to recast T'Challa for upcoming Black Panther appearances. This coming to us from CBR. Yes, for any of you who don't remember or weren't paying attention enough, don't care about it, maybe you're into other parts of the MCU beyond Black Panther, Chadwick Boseman did pass away, leaving the role of Black Panther empty, and in the sequel Black Panther film, Black Panther was replaced with what we expected, his sister. Of course, we only expected that because they didn't report that they were ever going to recast T'Challa, the character of Black Panther. So we just all made the easy assumption with what direction they were going. Plus, they got to make a superhero movie about strong African queens, which checked a lot of boxes the MCU has been wanting to check for a while. But what was really gross about that movie was that they openly used Chadwick Boseman's death to essentially promote the film and even made it an integral part, the dying of T'Challa, a main story plot for the actual film. And I get that you have to explain it and stuff, but they went into pretty strong detail for the first third of the film about all this. And though the film was fairly successful, even though we really don't know whether the film was profitable or not, because even though we have the budgets for Marvel films, there's no telling how much they're actually lying on it. And even then you have to essentially triple the budget when you take in theater cut and advertising costs. I mean, hell, Doctor Strange Mom, that movie wasn't profitable and it was one of their best hits of that year. In fact, I think it was the highest grossing movie of 2022. But despite that maybe kind of success with it, apparently with the whole change at Marvel and bringing back a whole bunch of characters and the former actors that played them, apparently Marvel and the MCU has decided to recast. The article states, when Black Panther star Chadwick Boseman tragically passed away in 2020, Marvel Studios said it would not recast the character. But just over 4 years later, executives have seemingly had a change of heart. Marvel Studios is searching for a new actor to play T'Challa in future projects, with Marvel reshuffling the deck in advance of Avengers Doomsday and Avengers Secret Wars, and Robert Downey Jr. coming back not as Iron Man, but as Doctor Doom. I'm told that the door is firmly open for T'Challa to be recast via the magic of the multiverse. So yeah, again, the multiverse BS. It's gonna be their way to right their wrongs and bring in a new actor to play T'Challa, which a lot of people believe is what Chadwick Boseman actually wanted. It's definitely what fans wanted. I mean, they've recast actors before. Shout out to Terrence Howard, the original Rhodey, was going to be War Machine, till according to him, Robert Downey Jr. stole his bag. Of course, Terrence Howard is a crazy person, so who knows if that's actually true. The article goes on to state, quote, I heard that an actor was actually offered the role this past fall, a couple of months after Downey's big reveal at Comic-Con, but they turned it down, not wanting to jeopardize their career momentum by stepping into Boseman's gigantic shoes. Okay, that might be some of it, but let's be honest, the real reason why somebody probably turned down this role is because the MCU and really playing a superhero doesn't get you actually that big of a door into the industry. It doesn't do a lot for you, and in some cases it actually drags you down to the point where people are like, well, why do I want to be affiliated with superhero movies and the MCU? I mean, look at the actors who are in the MCU and what they've done out of it. Chris Evans has been in other movies, yeah, but the biggest thing he's been in outside of the MCU is Knives Out, which I think was a box office success, but I mean, that's it. And Robert Downey Jr., he had Sherlock Holmes, which I think he did kind of in between or in his early days at the MCU. After his days at the MCU, he ended up doing stuff like Dr. Dolittle, and we all know how that turned out.
When removing the blockage, Yoshi, now, there may be an initial release of wind.
Respect.
The point is, the vast majority of these actors end up taking more of the Mark Hamill route when it comes to movies after the MCU than the Harrison Ford route. The article goes on to say, although it remains unclear if the character will appear in the upcoming Avengers movies, Snyder believes that the newly cast T'Challa will lead Black Panther 3. And yes, all this information is coming from Hollywood insider scooper Jeff Snyder. So, this is a sources thing. Take it with a grain of salt if you want. But my guess, if they are going to introduce a new actor to play T'Challa, it's going to be in probably those Avengers movies. I mean, they introduced Chadwick Boseman's T'Challa character in a not his own movie as well. They introduced him in Civil War, right? That was kind of his big coming out movie. And then they went on to the solo film. It's probably going to be the same way here. The real question is, though, what happens to Shuri's Black Panther? Are there going to be 2 Black Panthers now? How's that all going to work in the mix? I assume it's going to be explained in Secret Wars or Doomsday. Then again, I probably shouldn't make that assumption because this is the MCU and they, have kind of built a tendency to just not explain things sometimes. But yeah, there you go. After milking Chadwick Boseman's death for promotion of just one film and realizing that the whole actual trajectory of their franchise has to move in a different direction, the MCU has decided to recast T'Challa, and it will be very interesting how that will all work out for them. But those are just my thoughts on all this. If you have your own thoughts, go ahead and leave them in the comments. If you like this video, go ahead and like, share, and subscribe. If you didn't like this video, I appreciate you watching all of it, and we'll talk to you again later.